guys, welcome back in the garage, hopping on another video for you guys, hopping on another project over here. If you guys noticed, we're kind of jumping around just a little bit here in the beginning, getting rolling back with these videos because each vehicle, each project I haven't really touched in quite a while, and we need to kind of get a running count of the parts and stuff and supplies that we need to kind of keep the progress going, keep the parts coming of everything that they need. So that's kind of what we're doing today. We're jumping on this bad boy. This is one of my favorite trucks that I've driven probably the least amount. We've done a ton of work to this truck. Again, I'll probably try and put the playlist up top here. Highly suggest you go check out all of the stuff that we have already done on this truck. Lots of engine work, lots of cosmetic changes. This truck used to be white, bone stock. It's got around 100,000 miles on it, but it is a 02 24 valve VP44 6-speed truck. Say that 10 times fast, but one of my favorites. It is a super clean truck. We've replaced the dash, we fixed the seats. Interior is just mint cherry. We got tons of parts in the cab, tons of parts in the back. Front bumper and tailgate haven't even gotten put back on this thing. Tons of engine work, lots of good parts from everybody that we always use. We got Banks Performance in here. We got Steed Speed, Fleece Performance, tons of power-driven diesel parts in here, fuel injectors. Got a standard output VP44 on this beast, and we're going to see how much power we can make on this standard output VP44. Probably not a lot, but we're gonna push it anyway, see what this thing does, and you guys know it always goes downhill from there. So go back, check out all those old videos. Last but not least, up front here, we got this beast of a intercooler from Mishimoto, and then behind it, we got this really ugly looking factory cruddy radiator. And today that's going to change. So that's one of the things that we're going to unbox and change in this video. And then who knows how far we're going to get. The front bumper, I think, can actually go back on. I don't even know why it's not. I know why. It's not on because it didn't fit on the trailer on the way down here from New Jersey. So the front bumper can be put back on. Lots of stuff can be put back on to kind of almost complete this project. And then over in this big empty corner up here, stay tuned for the upcoming videos because there will be a second Fleece Performance Terpski sitting right around in this area just to make things a little bit more interesting, a little more horsepowers for your entertainment. So that's it. Let's go ahead and head over here. Like I mentioned, we're going to unbox some of this stuff, see what we got, see what we need, and we're going to get some work done. So let me put you on my head and we'll unbox some of this stuff. Alrighty, let's start this party off here. You guys probably already know what this is. This big beast. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Set this right over here. Oh, and as I almost drop it, how great would that be? Oh yeah. Looks like a nice hose kit. Oh yeah. Let's open this up. Nice. Super nice. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are just dropping everything. Oh yeah. Full strength. Synthetic coolant. Features and benefits: reduces engine wear, drops operating temperatures, inhibits corrosion, seals pinhole leaks. Formulated for all radiator types, diesel engines and gasoline engines. Nice. All right. Made in the US of A. Man, this says service life that can exceed 7+ years, 750,000 miles in diesel applications. Wow. That is cool. I guess we're not going to be trying to dump this on the ground. All right, here we go, baby. Who doesn't love a good Turbski? Oh yes, just love it. Good old Fleece Performance 475. Oh yeah. Heck yeah, boys. Can you even get a turbo and not like spin it? I mean, I dare you. I dare you to get a turbo and not spin that wheel. It's like a drill. It's like carrying a drill. It's like this. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Ha! Can't do it. Can't even do it. All right, last but not least, we have got some second gen twin parts. So compound, Turbskis, flanges, hardware, spacers, merge stuff, all the good stuff. So we got that stuff as well for that. Lots of parts. Alright guys, let's check all of this stuff out that we just unboxed. Obviously, big sexy right up front here. We got our big, thick Mishimoto radiator. Super pumped. Not only does this thing check off the box of looking way better, but obviously performs really, really well. I do run the Mishimoto radiator in the first gen, and I will say that I'm not sure, we kind of never ran it with the factory one, but with the Mishimoto radiator in the first gen, I barely have to use my fan. So I know it does a good job of cooling things down. Same thing with this one. I'm sure it will do a much better job than the factory unit, keeping things cool. Obviously, Mishimoto, anything that has to do with temperature cooling, they got you covered. Again, huge, thick core is what they start with. Increased capacity. I believe they say it takes 4 gallons now to fill this up. I'm not exactly sure. First time I'm doing it with one of these, but I got the improved cap, all aluminum construction. Really, really nice unit. As always, got the magnetic drain plug over there, but should work just as good as all the rest of the Mishimoto stuff that I've ever gotten from them. So super good piece. Also, got some liquid chill, which I thought was kind of cool with this. Is I've never used this stuff, but obviously the big extended life. But look at the temperature over here. So what do fluids do when they get overheated, right? When they get overheated, they normally lose their strength. You got to change them out, like transmission fluid, yada, yada, yada. But man, look at that, 265 to negative 26. Like I mentioned, look at the benefits, features, reduces engine wear, inhibits corrosion. Obviously, when you guys run water or whatever you want through your engine, not that it's like a huge deal, but the inside of your engine is metal. So water and metal, what does that do? It does corrode a little bit. You can kind of see in my 08 over here, because we have the head off, you can kind of see a little bit of this. And I haven't been super great with the cooling stuff on this, but if you look down in there, there's a little bit of corrosion in there, not a ton, but that stuff should help out with that. So super excited to kind of try that out, see the benefits of it. Over here, we've got new hoses, which hoses are a replaceable items. These are thick, thick, T-H-I-C-C-C, thick. So we got some heavy duty direct fit Mishimoto radiator hoses. Ours probably need to be replaced. They're quite a bit old, but rubber construction, heavy duty. These should work out really, really nicely. I got a funnel here. Nice little funnel. Who doesn't need a funnel? Obviously, we're gonna need a funnel to put all this stuff in. So over here, Mishimoto actually just recently came out with turbo blankets, which these look really, really nice. Obviously, a little bit of a separate effect, right? All the cooling stuff, you want to keep things cool. Turbo blankets well, I guess under hood you want to keep things cool, but this keeps the heat in the turbine housing, does a good job of keeping the rest of everything cool around the turbine housing, which is obviously a good benefit. So got all of that stuff. So super excited. Huge thank you to Mishimoto. All of their stuff that I've ever used has always been top notch, top quality. So looking forward to keeping this thing cool with all of that stuff. Over here, like I mentioned, we got our Fleece Performance 475 Turb Ski that should perform just as good as the one on the dually. So 63 475. This is a 475 96 132 housing, which will pair nicely with the 63 Cheetah that's on there. And then last but not least, over here, we just have all of the flanges, clamps, everything we need to make our compound piping kit. So all of that good stuff. So we are pretty much ready to do a little bit of work. The day has kind of gotten away from us, but I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna take out this ugly radiator here and replace it with our nice one. Probably won't get to filling it up. One thing I do actually want to upgrade on here, and I've gotten some questions, is obviously you got these spring clamps here. Look at these factory, and they're kind of stiff. I just noticed that. Anyway, we're replacing them anyway, but got these spring style clamps over here, which comes on Mr. Adam Aquino's AA Motorsports hose kit. Got these really nice hose clamps. I believe they're possibly from Vibrant. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna look into possibly getting these for those hoses because they hold a little bit more pressure. Not that we should really need it, but they're a little bit nicer than these spring clamp jobbies. So we're gonna go ahead and take all this stuff off. All right, so I just got off this lower radiator hose here, and I want to show you guys this before I dump this out. We were just talking about how corrosive maybe water, the wrong type of coolant is. This stuff, there was a little bit left in here, is pretty nasty. I'm going to dump this out. It's obviously spilled a little bit on the ground. It doesn't even look like coolant, but let's check this stuff out. So I was like, oh, nice. Yeah. Looks like some good healthy coolant, right? Oh boy, that is nasty. So, needless to say, we probably should flush out the rest of whatever has been left in here. Obviously, you guys know that this truck has not been run. It's just been kind of sitting for a little while, so probably got some residual whatever was in it beforehand, some water. But we'll go ahead and flush this stuff out, but we'll go ahead and continue to remove the factory radiator, but good thing we're kind of addressing this, putting in some good coolant so we don't have those kinds of issues again. So next up, I believe it's just these two bolts right here on either side. Just sits right in some grommets down here that you guys can't see because it's a little dark. But let's pull this baby out and check it out. Not to mention, look at the chunk that is missing out of this hose. That is almost down to like the nylon cords that are in here. So good thing we've been replacing this because that is a mess when you start driving on the road like that. Factory radiator completely removed. I keep kind of running into little helpful tips and tricks, so we're kind of stopping and I'm kind of talking to you guys a little bit more. But this is on your 24 valve truck, your Cummins truck, this is kind of like your quote-unquote breather. There's no vents up top here like there are in the newer truck. It all kind of comes from this front timing case area. So there's a little bit of mesh screen in here, but for the most part, a lot of oil, depending on the mileage and a lot of other things on your truck, you will get some oil pushed out of this breather up and down this tube. Now, normally, this will actually come down into a little bottle on your truck, and if that happens, you definitely want to remove that bottle. So what happens if you leave this bottle in place? It kind of sits right along here. Your fan's moving quite a bit of air. If that bottle leaks, if it gets full, here's exactly what happens. Like I said, this was a factory truck, and this is what gets caked on the backside of your radiator. Now, that is not going to move air through it very, very well. As you can see, it is pretty well caked. Obviously, we got a little friendly guy nest down there, but look at all of the oil. You can actually see the fan, the fan shroud surround. It's all caked right there from that breather. So number one, make sure you take care of that breather. Number two, make sure if you're having some cooling issues, you might want to check right here first. Now, obviously, this can all be cleaned out. You probably want to definitely take some type of cleaning pressure washer to it, or you just go upgrade yourself to a Mishimoto unit. But that's what we're going to do. Obviously, right on the bottom here, we're going to steal these rubber grommets and should basically just drop right in. We're going to take these out, number one, number two. Go put these over here on this unit. Just slide these bad boys in just like that. And then we're going to steal the rubber grommets that are on these posts down here. Set this baby in. I had to throw the top radiator hose on just to see how it looks, but man, this just looks so clean up here. So before and after, huge effect. Obviously, like I mentioned, this isn't just for looks, but man, oh man, does it check that box off really, really nicely. So just wrapped up the kind of complete package. When you pop the hood and you see this big old intercooler out here, and then you can just go a little bit further and you see this nice aluminum radiator, man, it just kind of completes the package. This hose is super, super nice. So one of the other things that isn't really talked about completely, but it's not really a daily driver application. Obviously, these hoses and hose clamps are more than sufficient, but when you start getting into racing, you guys know that we do a lot of high performance stuff here. We do a lot of racing, and one of the overlooked things is, say you do have a engine issue where it starts to want to push coolant and build excessive coolant pressure, right? So what normally happens if and when that actually does occur? So what happens is, normally your upper or your lower hose, will just blow completely off because it builds so much pressure. This is a rubber connection. Depending if you have those spring style clamps, that will be the first thing that will most likely come off and basically spill coolant all over the track. And guess where that goes? Right on your tires. So one of the nice, and I'm trying to get to my point here, the underrated part of one of these Mishimoto aluminum radiators is the fact that it's all aluminum construction. You can actually convert these ends over to completely thread-on AN style hoses. So if and when you do possibly have a coolant issue, you're less susceptible to having a completely hose failure. You can actually convert this over, weld some AN bungs on here. A couple different companies that make King Speed, I believe Fire Punk. They have kits where you can actually go to a hose end style, make your own hose, a little bit safer when you're drag racing. And again, your lower piece down here, you can weld a bung on here. You can do something down here. You can weld, you could even weld some steel stuff on the stuff that's already here, and you can make up your own AN style hoses, which is really, really nice. Obviously, this truck is not there yet, but you never know. Who knows if we will in the future. Now, let's just go over here to the 05, which does see quite a bit of racing here. Look at this. You see this? See this nice intercooler here? Well, it used to be before it got oil blown all over it. And then you walk back to here and you just kind of look at this piece right here, and it's just not as nice, you know? So we might actually have to go ahead and just upgrade on this unit as well to an aluminum radiator. That way we can kind of run that AN hose style and weld some fittings on here. It just takes things to the next level. Not only looks, performance, all of the above. Not trying to sell you on anything that I personally have never used. I have used the Mishimoto radiators with very, very, very good luck. Again, on the first gen has been phenomenal with cooling issues with that thing. So make sure you guys check them out. Again, not that factory stuff isn't good, but if you want the best, you guys already know where to find it, Mishimoto.com. So go check them out if you guys are in needs of any type of cooling. A lot of cool stuff coming from Mishimoto recently. Not anything that's even in any of this stuff, but they just came out with universal piping, the turbo blankets. Again, those guys, anything with cooling stuff, they really have been coming out with some really, really cool stuff. Anyway, let's move on to the last package that we are going to open up tonight. We actually already kind of pre-opened it up. I haven't looked, but unfortunately, the Postal Service kind of gave it away a little bit there. But this is from Gary Gill. Again, this is the P.O. box right down here. It's always down in the description if you guys want to send anything. Oh man, wow, that's a lot. Heck yeah, that is quite a bit of white monster. That is awesome. All right, here we go. From Tony, Brendan, and Gary Gill. Found these at my local dollar for 50 cents a can. Check out my YouTube. All right, he's got a YouTube. Go check it out. West Virginia rock crawler. So huge thank you to you guys, man. Wow, 50 cents a can? Man, these things are usually way more expensive. And look what I just put in the shop. You guys sent me this quite a while ago. We already got this thing fired up. Man, I think it's getting cold. I was a little worried about the survival of this thing during the move. Refrigerators get a little weird. We always stored it up and down. I think if you get them like all mixed up, they get a little funky, but we'll go ahead and put these babies in there. Now we are plenty stocked up. We got full strength down here. We got more white down here. Any of these 0 calories, oh, maybe because they're the little cans. Oh, these are like slim cans. I didn't even see that. Oh, maybe that's why. But any of the white monsters, I'm sorry, not the white monsters, all of the 0 calorie monsters are my favorite. So anyway, guys, not a ton of work in this video. The day kind of got away from me, but thank you guys so much for the support, for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We actually ran into a little bit of a parts hiccup on the 08. That's what we were originally going to work on tonight or today, but we will be back on it tomorrow. More Peterbilt content coming up, guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We haven't even started diving in to this bad boy. Boy, do we got some plans this year for that thing. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Subscribe, thumbs up before you leave, and I will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.